Okay, so the first one I'm going to do is a pictograph. So we've got our data here. We know that the favorite zoo animals, people, there was 12 people liked monkeys, 8 people liked zebras, elephant, 10 people liked, 9 people liked giraffes, and 5 people liked other. Other is a good option to have when you start doing your own graph, because if you give just 4 options and someone's like, well, I like a different animal, you don't need to list all 20 or 30 animals from a zoo, but if you put other, you know that someone else likes an animal, like maybe like a rhinoceros or something. Alright, so for a pictograph, first thing we need to do is, and we do this in pencil, we draw our little L shape to keep it organized. And I'm going to go over it in marker just so we can see it. So there's that. We can see it there, but I'll just make it a little bit darker for you. Alright, so who, in a nice loud voice so our camera can pick it up. After I've done this, what else do I need on my bar graph? What else do I need? Nicholas?
The things you're putting people to the list?
Alright. Yeah, so I can put, we'll write monkey. I'm going to do the short form because we're using a big marker here. Zebra. Elephant. Giraffe. And it doesn't need to be in order, so I'm going to put other up top. I'll just extend my line a little bit. So there are the options we have for our graph. Now what else can I put on here? What else am I missing maybe? What do you think, Olivia?
The title?
The title. So we're going to call, I'll write this in pencil because we don't want to make it too big. It's favorite zoo animals. Alright, so we've got our title. We've got our label of our animals down the side. We've got our L shape here for the pictograph to keep it organized. Now, what do I need to have? Gavin?
Bars.
No, we're doing a pictograph, so you're going ahead to the next graph. This is a pictograph. Carter?
Key.
I need to have a key. So, what shall I draw for my picture? Remember, I'm not a great artist. Remember that. Grace?
Smiley face.
All right, we'll just do a smiley face. And a smiley face is equal to a certain amount of people. So if we're looking at our numbers again, we've got 12, 8, 10, 9, and 5. I wouldn't want to pick 10, would I, for my number? So what does our key, what number do you think this happy face is going to represent? How many people? A fan. All right, 2 looks pretty good. I would do 1 or 2 for this one. Any other number might be a bit more challenging when you get this 8. If we did 5, 8's the challenging one to like split it in just over half, so we wouldn't do that one. So 2 seems pretty good. So we'll leave this down here actually. So we've got other, we'll start up top there. How many people liked another animal that we didn't give an option for? Addison?
5.
5. So if I draw 1 happy face, that's 2. 4, If I do another full happy face, it's 6. So now, what do I do for this one? What do you think, Gavin?
Cut off smiley face and half.
I'm going to make it a half smiley face. Okay? It's not quite a sad face. Sometimes people do that, though. You'll see some pictographs where someone might draw like a sad face or something different to represent the half. But we're just do a half a happy face. All right, so now we got monkey. 12 people liked monkey. So how many happy faces do I draw here? If it's equal to 2, each happy face is 2 people, I've got 12 people. So you skip count in your head. Your multiplication, 2 times something equals 12. What do you think, Lauren?
6.
Excellent. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you notice I'm doing my best to keep them in a straight line. I'm not going, some of the mistakes that grade 3s and 4s make is they draw it going down like this, and then it becomes a really messy, unorganized. So what you can do, sometimes people draw a line to separate, just so you know. So that's an option. You could do a strategy if you want to keep it organized. I'm not going to worry about that though. Zebra. 8 people like the zebra. So how many happy faces do I need for this one? Travis?
4.
So 1, 2, and again, I'm trying to keep my happy faces roughly the same size. I'm not doing these gigantic happy faces and these mini happy faces. Elephant. 10 people like the elephant. Grace. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, because they each equal 2.
Elephant has 10. So each does represent 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And now we've got the giraffe. How many happy faces for giraffe? It's an odd number, so this is going to be tricky. Nathan?
4.5.
4.5. Well done. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half. All right, and it's a little small there. So there is our scale. So what is one thing that you guys learned from this graph? Looking at it, what's something that you learned looking at the happy faces? Addison? Okay, that you need to use halves if you've got an odd number and your scale is 2. That's excellent. Gavin?
Most people like monkeys.
That most people liked monkeys. That is one thing Gavin learned. What's something else that you can learn from this graph? Carter?
That less people, there's one less people that like elephant and monkeys.
There's one less person, or is it 2 less people? Remember, each happy face is 2, right? So 2 less people like elephants than monkeys. So this is our pictograph. Now we're going to take the same data and we're going to make a bar graph. And a bar graph has a lot of the same, not a lot, sorry, it has a few of the same things. And it's got a few different things. So again, it's got an L, but this time it's called this is called the y-axis going down. And going across, it's got the x-axis. So you make a nice L, like a right angle. And there we go. Now what do we do? Who can tell me what we think we do next? So this is the bar graph. So it's got some things the same, some things are different. Jacob.
The numbers
All right, we need the numbers. Now in this corner, I said we always start where they meet at 0. And then you always, when you're doing your scale here, so this is where the scale comes in, not a key, whatever you're going to count by, you need to do the same consistently all the way up. So if I went skip 1, 2, skip 1, 3, oh sorry, 4, even Mr. Parker makes mistakes sometimes. Skip 1, 6, skip 1, 8, but what if I put the 10 here? Is that correct? Hands up if you think it's correct. Excellent. Hands up if you think it's incorrect. Why is it incorrect? You're right. I'm skip counting 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, but I've done something wrong with that 10. What have I done, Evan? I forgot to skip a line. If you're going skip 1, 2, skip 1, 4, skip 1, 6, skip 1, 8, I've got to go skip 1, 10, skip 1, 12. I'm going to go 1 extra, skip 1, 14. So what do you think these lines in between are going to actually represent then? If every line that I've written on is an even number, so skip a line 2, skip a line 4, skip a line 6, all the way up to 14, what are these little lines in between going to represent? Sammy?
It will represent the numbers in between, like 2 and 4.
It'll represent the odd numbers in between. So we've got 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. The reason I'm not going to write them in is because sometimes they become too squashed and crammed in there. So we just know that that line there is worth 1. And we're not going to worry about writing 1 in there because the scale shows me I'm skip counting by 2s. So everything in between is worth the other 1, the odd numbers that are missing. You can do this with 5, 10, 15, 20, depending on how big the bar graph, the people they interviewed or questioned were. Mackenzie, do you have a question?
You have to do the letters at the bottom.
Oh, okay, so you're moving on for me. All right, so I'm going to do, and I'm going to write them down this way. Monkey. So I'm going to use this line here for monkey. I'm going to skip 1 to keep it neat. And then I'm going to do zebra. And I'm going to skip it again. I'm going to do elephant. I'm going to do elephant. And then I'm going to skip another one. I'm going to do giraffe. And then I'm going to skip another one, do other. You could put your bars right next to each other, but just to keep it neat on this one, I'm going to space them out. So now monkey. We've got 12 people like the monkey. So first I'm going to use a ruler. And I'm going to draw my line up to what number am I going to stop at? What number am I going to stop at, Olivia?
12.
So I'm going to go monkey all the way up to, that's 10, 12. So there's my bar for 12. I'm going to pick a color and color it in neat, keeping it as best between the lines as I can. And this way it'll stand out. Now I'm going to skip one column. I'm going to go to the next one with zebra. Where do I draw the line up for zebra? Where do I stop at for zebra? Yash?
8.
8. So I go up to 8. And I have to draw both lines in this time. And I'll pick a different color for zebra. I'll pick black because zebras are black and white. And one thing that's very important when you're doing your bars is that they're the same width apart, which means along, see how I'm using one full column all the way up? These are the same size. I didn't do it like, I'm going to show you an example here. I didn't do one bar graph like that. See how I doubled it? If you choose whatever size you choose to do your bar graph, you have to keep the same size bars every time. So we don't want to double it like that one there. All right, elephant. What number do I go up to for elephant? Nicholas.
10.
10. So pick a different color. So I'll do my pencil first. So when you're doing your bar graphs, always do them in pencil before you color them in. Because if you realize you make a mistake, like I just did there, see how I went too far for that 10? Now I can erase that bit. If I did that with marker, I wouldn't have been able to make that correction. So you want to do it in pencil first, check all your work, and then go over it in pencil, crayon, or marker, whatever you're coloring your bars in with. Because if you make a mistake and you got to start over again, especially if it's on like the last bar, you'd have wasted all that time and you'd have to do it all over again. Giraffe. Danielle.
You're going to go between 8 and 10.
Alright, so like here?
Yeah.
No.
In the middle.
Ah, right in the middle on this line. So you'll notice when I do my ruler, I put this top piece lined up with the line so I know when to stop. Let's do that a little bit. There we go. So that's 9 there. Alright, so what colors do I have left? We'll do purple for a giraffe. Actually, no, I've got orange. No, I don't. I got red. Now I've got orange. They do look kind of similar. And finally, other. How many people liked other? And where's my line going to stop? Tyler. Alright, so where's the 5, Tyler? In the middle of 4 and 6, that's right. So just, and sometimes you can go like this. Just watch this. I'm going to take this ruler. I'm going to put it right on that line that equals 5. And just to make sure I get it right, I can help use this ruler to match up. So see here I can check, oh, this is 8, this is 10, this is 9, and this is 12. So I can use that ruler to help me match up. So we'll use our purple marker. But we're not done yet. We are missing, I can count 3 things that all sort of fall under 2 different categories. But I'm missing 3 things here. I'm missing 3 things. Who can tell me one of them? A fan. I'm missing the title. So favorite. Zoo animals. That's one thing I'm missing. What else am I missing? Sammy.
Like the things on the sides, like
the labels. I'm missing labels. So at the side, this is number of, let's call them the people this time. So maybe it was adults that were asked as well. So that's the number of people that voted for the zoo animals. What's the bottom label called? If I've got monkey, zebra, elephant, giraffe, and other, what's that called down there at the bottom? Yash?
Scale.
It's not the scale. Scales are the numbers going up the side here. Addison? It's not the key. The key's in a pictograph. Travis?
Number of animals.
No, these aren't the number of animals because we're asking how many people like them. This isn't telling me that there's 12 animals, 12 monkeys. I mean. Yash. Not Yash. Sorry, a fan.
Down there are the choices.
These are the choices. These are just the animals. These are the animals they could choose from. So now we have our bar graph finished. We've got our labels, number of people, where the numbers go. This could be number of, like, remember yesterday when we did the one about their marks? This could be marks in percent. If this was about math and it was like how many A's people got, it'd be number of A's. Down here are our topics, our subjects, our choices. So we had, because these are animals, we just put animals. If there were pizza toppings, we put pizza toppings. So that one's pretty simple. You just figure out what these are down here, and then you write it below. And then now we've got our finished bar graph.